Welcome to our Stamp TV 2-year anniversary release party. I can't believe we've been stamping together every week for the last 2 years. Time really flies when you're having fun. Tonight's release party is going to be a little bit different. This month, during the party, we're going to present several videos with little tips and techniques featuring a few of the new stamp sets that will be released tonight at 9 p.m. Central Time. The first stamp set I'd like to feature is a brand new little duo called Celebrate in Style. This is the perfect stamp for paper piecing. Let me show you the tools and products you're going to need to do this technique. First, you're going to need a stamp, and of course, we're going to use the little dress from the new Celebrate in Style stamp set. Then, you're going to need some black ink, some pattern paper, and some markers, and I'm going to use 2 Copic markers here. I'm going to use R20, which is blush, and RV14, which is begonia pink. And I'm going to embellish my dress a little bit here using a Sakura Stardust pen. You're going to need some sharp scissors, and I'm using my cutter bees, and a piece of white cardstock, and I'm using the Gina Designs Pure Luxury 120-pound base weight, the heavy base weight. To begin, you're going to ink up your stamp with some black ink, and I'm using some Memento Tuxedo Black. And stamp that image onto some patterned paper, like that. I'm just going to put that aside for a second now. Then you're going to stamp the image again onto the white cardstock. I'm going to stamp this a little bit toward the center because I like to cut out my images using dies. And there is the image. Isn't that just adorable? Now, once you've given that a second to dry, you can color in parts of it, and I'm going to color in just the top part of the dress using some of the RV14 and the R20. I'll start with the R20. I'm going to color the top here with this pretty blush color. And what's nice is when you use the 120-pound base weight cardstock, you get no bleed onto the other side. So I don't have to put any kind of protection under my piece of cardstock because it's not going to bleed onto my table underneath. Okay. And then I'm going to color the middle of the top, the bodice area, using the brighter pink. And I'm also going to color that little flower. I'm going to accent that also with a little bit of that pink. And you can see here I am using the Copic original markers because they have this nice little fine tip, and I like that for coloring these softer, more delicate images. Okay, now our next step is to cut out the skirt on this little piece of pattern paper. So what I'm going to do is, rather than cut all of those scallops out, although you can do that, and that would look very, very pretty, there is a little tiny notch right there on the dress and right there on the dress. I'm going to use that as a guide, and I'm going to cut my pattern paper straight across there. So this way it will appear as though a little bit of white lace is sticking out at the bottom of the skirt. So let me get the other parts of this skirt cut out first. The pattern paper that I'm using for this particular piece is the Adhesive Matte Stack by Die Cuts with a View. What I like about that is when you're doing paper piecing, you don't have to use any glue or any tape because it's self-adhesive, so you just peel off the backing and stick it right on. That's really fun. And then I'm just going to cut straight across here. So I've cut off my scalloped edge. And then I just need to cut off that little bit of the top part of the dress, like this. Now, I want to make sure that that looks right, so I'm just going to lay it on top there. And that does look nice. See how that just fits perfectly on there? I see a little piece here that I need to just trim off, so I'll just get rid of that. Now, one of the things that I really like about paper piecing is that because you've stamped the line on the pattern paper and you've stamped the line on the white paper, you'll still have nice crisp lines. But right here, because we've cut that off, we lose our line. So let me show you how to make a little black line there. All you have to do is take this little piece of paper and just rub it against the ink pad. And that creates, can you see that little black line there going across now? That makes it look a little bit more finished off. Just do a little bit more here. And this way, when you lay it up against there, there'll be a well-defined line between the bottom of the skirt and then the lace sticking out. My final step is to peel the backing off. And that can be a little bit tricky. You just have to start it and place it right into place. There. And you can see that well-defined line now that I've created with my ink pad. Now to jazz it up a little bit, I'm going to use my Sakura Stardust pen, and I'm going to add a little bit of shimmer onto the lace bottom. And this may not be very easy to see on camera, but when you get these pens in person, you will be amazed at the beautiful shimmer and shine that they create. I'll see if I can hold it at just the right angle for you to be able to see that. You might be able to see a little bit of that. There we go. And if you want, you can also color the top here. Because I'm using the clear one, I can go right over that blush pink. And once that all dries, that'll just be very, very shimmery. It'll create a really pretty little glittery top to my dress. And let's see if I can get you to see that a little bit better. Can you see some of that shine in there? There you go. Such a cute little image. And here's a finished card project that I created. And I used a different pattern paper. This one wasn't from an adhesive matte stack. This one was from the Hippie Chick collection by Die Cuts with a View. And as you can see, I just did the same sort of thing. Paper pieced it, added that little line with my ink pad, and added a little bit of shimmer, and the card's ready to go. You're going to love stamping with this little set. And the great news is it's free with any order of $35 or more between now and April 15th, 2011. It's our gift to you for being part of our Stamp TV Gina K Designs family. So welcome to our second year anniversary party. Let's celebrate in style.